Let's Science is brought to you by the StarQuest Production Network and is made possible by our many generous patrons. If you'd like to support the podcast, please visit sqpn.com/give.
3, 2, 1.
We live in a universe of scientific wonders.
Every day, scientists are inching towards breakthroughs which can change our lives.
We're playing our small part in sharing these wonders with you.
That's why today is a fine day for science.
So let's science.
Caroline, you've got a bit of science to go through today, so I'm going to throw it over to you now. Why don't you tell us, first of all, about the Mars Perseverance Rover, which we love, by the way.
We do.
Good old Percy, there on Mars.
Percy! I love that one! I love that, Percy!
Who collected a rock sample from the surface of Mars. What happened there, Caroline?
It sure did. So yes, Mars Perseverance Rover collected its first rock sample. So as we know, Perseverance is a rover. It landed on Mars as part of the NASA Mars 2020 mission. It launched July 30th in 2020, and it landed on Mars in February 2021 in the Jezero crater. And I'm sure we did speak about that when it was when it landed, when it was about to land. So its main mission is to search for signs of microbial life, which is absolutely exciting. So what it does is search for clues about life that may have been on Mars. And also, we know it took along little Ingenuity, the Ingenuity helicopter in its underbelly, and when it landed and then let it go. And so the other mission is to test technologies for the future exploration of Mars by humans. And we know that Ingenuity had a few test flights and flew really well, and it's actually been flying all over the place since then. So we know that we're able to create a little craft that can fly on Mars. And since it did it so successfully, it's actually it's actually gone into another phase of the mission for the helicopter, because I thought they just thought they were going to fly it a couple of times and that would be it for it. But actually now they've gone into exploring the capabilities of the craft, which will give us some more clues into how do we fly on Mars in the future. So awesome. So as part of the mission, Perseverance Rover carries a drill for coring into the Martian soil, and it's got tubes for storage of the samples. It also has a camera on board, so the mission people back on Earth can see how successfully or not the sample collection has gone. So an attempt was already made back in early August this year. So they went through the usual protocol. They sent the commands for coring and collecting. And, first lot of data verified that a depth of 7 centimetres was cored, so they got that far.
Wow, 7 centimetres, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
It's pretty deep, yeah.
Yeah. Then the cache cam on board captured images to confirm that, yes, sample was transferred from the corer, and the sample was put in the tube, sealed, and placed into storage. Or so they thought. Unfortunately, the volume measurement and images afterwards taken when the tube, was put away, showed that somehow between storing, coring, putting it in the sample, storing, the soil had come out. They're not really sure what happened. The process worked, but the soil didn't make it. So they had another go. So a second attempt was started on September 1st. So commands for coring using the rotary percussive drill at the end of the Perseverance robotic arm was used. They decided they would sample a rock nicknamed Rochette, and which was flat and briefcase size. So an interesting subject. This time they decided they'd send the commands step by step. So after coring was completed, the arm maneuvered so that the Marscam Z camera could image the contents of the tube holding the sample, which was unsealed. So then they transmitted these images to Earth, so the mission controllers could say, yes, okay, sample's in there. And after confirmation, the command was sent to complete the rest of the process and put away the sample. So the sample was transferred to the rover's interior. It was measured. It was imaged. They confirmed it. Next step.
Cool.
The sample was sealed and imaged. Okay, got the sample. They stored the sample away. So mission successful. They managed to call a rock and grab a sample.
Awesome.
Cool.
So
Wow.
what will happen is they also plan to travel to different areas or types of geological areas in the Jezero crater over the next few years. And then future missions are being designed to actually go and get the sample, bring the sample back to Earth.
Yeah.
So for now, they're just being stored on Mars for future missions. So don't get too excited yet about finding results about the samples. So you do have to wait a little while.
Oh, hold on, Caroline. Hold on.
Yeah,
Are you telling me we have like a mini warehouse on that little
We do.
rover?
we do.
So cool.
Yeah, we do.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, totally. And so the tubes are going to be stored inside the rover, and the rover's going to have travelled between 2.5 and 5 kilometres and fill about 43 sample tubes while going around the crater. The idea is that various regions of the Jezero crater will give a wider picture of what was happening geologically and hopefully biologically in this area of Mars.
Yeah.
So the next location they want to sample will be the delta region of the Jezero crater. It's a fan-shaped area where an ancient river met a lake in the crater itself.
Oh, wow.
They expect it's going to be rich in clay minerals. Now, the cool thing about this is that on Earth, these kind of minerals usually have fossilized microscopic life.
Yes.
Oh, no way.
Because,
Yes.
because they're associated with biological processes. So they're made, those minerals usually are a result of a biological process. So I'm even more keen for them to build those missions to go back to Mars and collect those samples ASAP, because I ain't getting any younger. But so, well done to the Perseverance team. It's a really big achievement to be able to collect those samples and to have them stored there. And that rover is just amazing. It's doing amazing things. So go on the NASA website and have a look. It's got all the mission details there, updates, photos. I love the photos. They're my favorite thing. Just seeing Mars, amazing.
Oh, go Percy, go Percy.
Yeah. What a great mission.
Can't wait to see. Well, I mean, just imagine, everyone, that they managed to get a Mars rock back to Earth, a sample. That'll be a momentous achievement.
Cannot wait.
And then tell us, and then find out what it reveals to study it. Yeah.
100%.
So let's go from Mars to ancient Earth, to the Cretaceous period. And what are these T-Rexes doing? Give us some dinosaur info. Tell us how Cretaceous love hurt, Caroline.
Oh, yes, it did. So on good old Earth, we've had life here for billions of years. I don't know if there's billions, but definitely millions of years. Okay. So, well, who knows? A very early microscopic life. Anyway, so you can ponder on this for a very long time. So we do have millions of years old skeletons and fossils from our good old friend Tyrannosaurus Rex. Well, he might not have been such a good old friend if we met him face to face, but that's another story. So our modern animals, we often know that some of them will fight each other when they reach adulthood. They might be fighting over mates, over territory, over food. And it seems from the fossil evidence that Tyrannosaurus Rex and other dinosaurs like Tyrannosaurus Rex used to fight each other as well. They found theropod skulls, which Tyrannosaurus Rex falls into the class of theropods. They are flesh-eating dinosaurs. They are obligate bipeds, which mean their hind legs are used for providing support and locomotion. And, we all know that T-Rex has these tiny little forelimbs with claws. And
we've all seen Toy Story.
Yes, we have. And, their hands were probably used for grasping and tearing at prey as they try to bite their heads off. And their feet resemble those of birds. And It's so true, because you look at the chicken's feet. Like, I look at my chickens every day and I see those feet and I'm like, they're literally scaly. And I'm like, you were once a dinosaur, right? And they act like they were once dinosaurs too. You just watch chickens for long enough and you'll realize that they are actually dinosaurs.
Do you watch them staring at you and then go, clever girl?
Yes, and then she will stare back at me. That's the scary part.
Oh, eek, eek, eek.
So they sampled 528 theropod skulls, and researchers found that 122 of these had deep bite marks and healed lesions on them. So the bite marks actually appeared in 60% of the adult-sized animals and none in the younger ones, which really suggests that the older ones were fighting each other.
Naughty dinosaurs, naughty dinosaurs. Goodness me.
I know, how rude of them. Researchers suggested in a paper in the Paleontology Journal that adult theropods bit each other when they reached adulthood and when they were looking for mates and establishing a social dominance. The bite mark orientation actually suggested that the dinosaurs fought side by side using lateral head swings to grab each other's jaws.
Oh,
Ouch. Imagine.
Oh.
Okay, it's fair enough. You're a T-Rex with huge teeth, but you see another T-Rex coming at you with those teeth. Ouch.
Oh,
So-
yeah, definitely. Oh.
I know. So the skulls of smaller theropods were examined as well. Now, these theropods actually did give rise to today's birds. So yes, they were once dinosaurs. None of them had bite marks, which it suggests that these animals just, they didn't fight each other anymore over mates or territory or anything. But we do know that some of them had feathers. So there's evidence, fossils with feathers. Yes.
Ooh,
so,
cool.
yeah, definitely. So they're thinking that they stopped fighting each other, bit smarter, and just started flapping their beautiful feathers around to catch a mate, So,
Oh, it's a dance move now,
Yes,
not a
exactly.
violent.
Imagine that, like a
Cool.
a dinosaur-y bird thing. And like we know that today's birds, a lot of the time, the males of the species will have the more elaborate, fancy feathers. Think of a peacock, for
I was
example.
going to say
That's
peacock. Yeah, that was the one that came to
a
mind.
very
Yeah.
good example. So have
Yeah.
really beautiful feathers, and when they see another male, they'll put their fan up and just start
Yeah.
flapping it around, and it's supposed to show off to the female, look at me, I'm strong and amazing and gorgeous. So and it's fun to watch. So it's a much better strategy than bite each other's faces
Bite each other's
off.
face off. Yeah, that's
Exactly,
right.
yeah.
So there you go. Something interesting. I just thought maybe we hadn't actually, I'd never heard of it before. This is a new research suggesting that dinosaurs used to bite each other's faces. So I thought everybody else had to know about this as well. It's very, very interesting. I think the more not us necessarily, but paleontologists study dinosaur fossils, the more they learn, and, the better picture we have about the way they used to live and interact, and rather than
Definitely.
just us looking at bones going, oh yeah, they look cool, but now we get to learn about them. Yeah, amazing.
They wouldn't have bit each other's faces off if they had the internet, I reckon. They would have just sent a nasty comment on Facebook or something instead.
Yeah, true,
Yeah,
true.
I'm the alpha. No, I'm the alpha.
No, me. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Don't make me come over there and bite you.
Yeah.
I'll do it.
I dare you to.
That's like an extreme version of Face Off, man. Just like, totally Face Off. Going at each other. Wow. Yeah, it's almost like Gladiator. Are you not entertained?
It's always
Got each
It's
other.
always fascinating, Caroline, like to see how the behaviors of dinosaurs, these millions of year old animals, how we see a link to the behavior of our current animals. I know
I
we
was
talk
about to
pig,
say,
but
yeah.
and the evidence, like you said, of like because you do look at some birds, like I've looked, like our cassowary here in Australia.
Yes.
I mean,
it's a
you look
great
at its
example.
feet and you think, oh my gosh, that looks like its feet look just like a velociraptor on Jurassic Park or
Yeah.
something. But
And its beak, and it's got like this, like a, what do you call it? Not a horn exactly, but it's like, it's got a very hard plate on its head that stands up like a bone mohawk, really. And you go, I'm pretty sure I've seen dinosaur fossils with similar things on them. Yeah.
It's like a modern day dinosaur in some way. It's not reptilian or anything, but the thing is, like, and we know you don't mess with this bird. This bird has killed people.
We know.
In the long list of Australian animals that kill people.
Yeah, that's one of them.
These are really dangerous.
Cassowaries are gorgeous, but don't go anywhere near it.
They're great to look at, but don't go anywhere near them.
Worse than an emu, just like an emu will steal your bag of chips, but a cassowary will pack your head.
Yeah, an emu will take your food, but a cassowary, and I mean these are human sized.
They are taller than me too. They're just
so you don't want to meet one in the wild,
No.
Yeah, that or a kangaroo that wants to box you. You don't want to meet them either.
Oh my goodness!
Like Dom said, the people are beautiful, but the animals want to.
Yeah, that's right. They're always out to get you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so true.
We've learned to survive. Don't worry, for everyone who's listening.
Yes.
Wow.
Right. Cool. Thanks so much for that, Caroline. That's a really interesting topic. Yeah, I love that.
Fun. It was fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's Science is brought to you by StarQuest Media and is a fortnightly podcast that brings you the scientific wonders of our universe from a distinctly Catholic point of view. For more from Caroline, Lindsay, and friends, listen to the StarQuest show, Catholics of Oz. Find links from today's show at sqpn.com/science and find the Catholics of Oz at sqpn.com/Oz. Be sure to follow the show in Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you can find podcasts, or on the SQPN YouTube channel. The generous donations of our patrons at sqpn.com/give make it possible for us to continue Let's Science and all the shows at StarQuest, which makes our nonprofit mission possible. You can join them by visiting sqpn.com/give. Join us next time for more scientific wonders, and thank you for listening to Let's Science on StarQuest.